These are three ways the Buffalo Bills could beat the Houston Texans' high potent passing attack, even with the countless injuries heading into this week. And considering all the injuries that we have right now between Ed Oliver, Khalil Shakir, Terrell Bernard, Taron Johnson, Taylor Rapp, Austin Johnson, Deion Dawkins, and even Matt Milano, how are the Buffalo Bills going to overcome these? And I think I found what Bobby Babich and Sean McDermott are going to do. You can clearly see so far this season the Houston Texans are currently fourth in the NFL with the total amount of passing yards. The total rushing yards, though, the Houston Texans are in the middle of the pack, I would say, at only 427 total rushing yards, close to what the Buffalo Bills have done rushing the football. So you can kind of compare apples to apples. Defensively, going against C.J. Stroud without Von Miller, Matt Milano, potentially without Ed Oliver, Terrell Bernard, all the players we just mentioned, it leaves us in a very, very horrible position going against this prolific passing attack. And I think one thing what Sean McDermott and Bobby Babich want to do in this game are simulated pressures. And I think what we have to do is maybe come up with things a little bit more schematic in this game. Coming up with more of like a synthetic defense. Instead of relying on our players to read and react, I'm expecting a lot of blitzing and stunning and just doing a little bit of a complicated defense to confuse a still somewhat young, developing C.J. Stroud. And I think that's one thing that you want to do anyways against younger, developing quarterbacks with not a lot of experience, is to confuse them schematically, defensively. And I really think that's what the Buffalo Bills are going to aim to do in this matchup. And we could do that with depth pieces as long as they understand the defense. You know, it's really because we're not relying on these players to read and react. I think we're telling them, hey, look, on this play you're going to blitz. All you have to do is run after the quarterback. I think that takes a lot out of it. You know, their awareness, their pursuit of the football, and doing other things when we're telling a player specifically what to do on a play-to-play basis. So if we want to defeat C.J. Stroud in this high potent passing attack that they have, I think one thing that we have to do are simulated pressures. Bobby Babich needs to come out aggressive. He needs to blitz. He needs to get after C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud still wants to be a timely passer, and he can make plays when the play breaks down, but ultimately that's not what he wants to do. So with these simulated pressures, I think we can get C.J. Stroud moving off the spot. And the other point I want to make about this Buffalo Bills defense is that we still have Greg Rousseau. We still have A.J. Epinesa. We have a Javon Sullivan who's really trying to develop in the background. But more importantly, Rasul Douglas and Christian Benford, so under the radar. Probably the strongest players on this defense right now are the perimeter cornerbacks, Christian Benford and Rasul Douglas. And talking about complementary football and how this defense has to play in unison, the defensive line helping the secondary of this defense. So the secondary and coverage sacks when they cover or draped over the receivers allows the defensive line a little bit more time to get to C.J. Stroud. So I think this defense needs to play together. Now this leads me into the second thing the Buffalo Bills need to do to win this game is we need to play complementary football from offense, defense, and special teams. And what I mean by that is that the saying of a great defense is a great offense, right? So you need to be able to control the clock offensively. And being that we're so depleted defensively, our offense and Josh Allen, we need to make sure that we're having long, sustained drives and helping this defense, keeping C.J. Stroud on the sidelines, keeping Stefon Diggs and Nico Collins on the sidelines, not enabling them to run up the score on this defense. So I think we need to play complementary football in special teams. Tyler Bass, kick returns, punt returns. We need to make the most of every single opportunity. Now, the third way the Buffalo Bills can beat the Houston Texans is clearly taking a look at what they do defensively and how they are doing statistically. But the Buffalo Bills right now have allowed 744 passing yards defensively so far this season. They have allowed 736. So they're actually doing slightly better in the past against the Buffalo Bills. Now, I think this is where the Buffalo Bills could strike gold against the Houston Texans defense. It is rushing the football. The Houston Texans right now are fifth in the NFL with total sacks at 14, and the Buffalo Bills have 12 total sacks. So it goes to show you what they're capable of. I think establishing the run would be a really smart decision for Joe Brady in this game. Really trying to run it with James Cook. Now, I know the Buffalo Bills have allowed 626 total rushing yards so far this season, which is actually worse than the Houston Texans. But this is really where you can get to the Houston Texans. They've allowed 451 rushing yards. Open up that play action. Keep those Houston Texans guessing. And these are my top 3 ways the Buffalo Bills are going to beat them this week. So it starts with these simulated high pressures, a lot of confusion coming from all different directions, trying to confuse CJ Stroud offensively. And then I think what needs to happen defensively is the Buffalo Bills really need to run it, establish the run with James Cook to keep CJ Stroud and them on the sidelines because of the injuries that we have at all these positions. So it really boils down to playing complementary football, not only defensively with the defensive line helping the secondary and the secondary helping the defensive line, but also offense, defense, and special teams really helping one another. So I really believe I know what this defense and Sean McDermott and Bobby Babich are going to come out and try to do. I think they're going to be very aggressive, coming with all sorts of blitzes and different maybe packages on defense just to try to confuse things. And I think offensively, Joe Brady is going to be in unison with that and really try to establish the run, control the clock, keep CJ Stroud and Stefon Diggs on the sidelines, make sure that we are restraining the capabilities of the Houston Texans and really just make sure that we take care of the football. I mean, we cannot afford to turn the ball over in this game. It's going to be a hard-fought battle. This is no joke of a game, but I believe Bills are fully capable of beating them, even with all these injuries. I know there's drama there with the Stefon Diggs stuff, but Diggs wanted to leave this team. So I think this is more of a revenge game for us than it is for Stefon Diggs. But I appreciate you guys all so much. If you enjoyed this video, I deeply, deeply appreciate it. If you hit like, subscribe for future content, that's literally how you're going to support me in keeping this channel alive. I also have some links down below that you can benefit from. SeatGeek.com. You can use promo code BNC and get $20 off your purchase. We are also discounting the BNC chicken wing merch. There's free shipping. Shirts are only $19.99 unless you get the sizes like 5XL. It's a little bit more, but really I'm breaking even on the shirts. I just really want to see this shirt out in public and sell as many as possible. It's 50 reviews on the website. People really enjoy it. It's high quality. It's machine washable. So really check that out down below in the description. Also, kind of sharing my story here in 2024 at Transition Careers. 13 years in Kenmore, New York as a property manager, and I transitioned into a marketing sales role by going through Course Careers. I have it linked down below. You can check that out and get $50 off using that link. They are directly connected with employers who will reach out to you after graduating, especially in this tough labor market. If you're looking to transition careers, this is a great opportunity for you. You could start with a free introduction course. They have courses from accounting to software development, IT, which lays a groundwork for cybersecurity. So make sure you guys check it out down below. I really believe the Bills are going to stomp out CJ Stroud, Stefon Diggs, and the Houston Texans this upcoming week. Drop your comments below. I want to hear from you too. But strap up, Bills Mafia. Let's go. Go Bills.